special is it to see a guy like Kawhi make those types of plays on the defensive end that can swing outcomes of games like he did on Tuesday?
It's amazing. He always talks about the most before the game, how our defense is going to carry us and defense is going to win us the game. And in close games like that, where it comes down to 1 or 2 possessions, you need your defense to create for your offense. And Kawhi did a great job last game he's done all year. Making great late game stops and being able to put him on like the best player or our weak side, and him just be able to read what the team's doing to get us to stop is great to see, and it helps the guys, get going, and you can just definitely learn from it.
Obviously, it's been sort of more of a gradual thing for him from the start of the year now, shaking off the rust, getting back into game shape and all of that. When you look back to training camp and the beginning of the season, when you first saw him with this team, how much different does he look now?
He looks very comfortable, and he's always played the big picture, the long game. He doesn't get caught up in the day-to-day stuff, and if he's playing well here, there, if he's a little rusty or whatever, he's just gradually trying to get better, gradually trying to get to his rhythm, into his shape and game shape, and you can see it. Each game he's getting better and better, and you're seeing him find a rhythm, finding a flow. And what the offense is doing, and defensively being able to make reads and adjustments, and it's great to have a player who's committed on both sides of the ball, and it can lead your team, without even having to have the ball in his hands.
With a team like the Nets, there's not one guy carrying the scoring load, it's kind of everyone on the court for you. How much does that change your defensive approach as a unit?
It doesn't really, because our foundational components and what we try to do. You have to get to guard everybody, and with a team like that, you have to be really locked into those guys' strength. They got a lot of shooters. They get a lot of threes up. They're a high-paced team. They've always played really well against us. So you got to focus in on the guys who are getting those guys their shots, their look. The ball handlers with Dinwiddie and Russell. They're controlling a lot of the offense and getting those guys, Harris and Crabbe and Carroll, their look. So. It's really controlling them and being able to take the challenge.
You went through what JV is going through. You see anything that keep you scared?
Yeah, me and JV joke all the time about the process of rehabbing and just the conditioning. I'm always asking them, like, how's the conditioning and rehab going, and are you bored yet? Things like that. Because after like the 3rd day of mine, I was bored out of my mind, bugging guys on the team, giving the training staff a hard time, joking around with them. But he's been really good. He's been in here every day, working, getting his conditioning in. You see him itching and hungry to get on the floor, even with his splint on. But he's been putting the work in, and I think he's really ready to come back, and he's excited. He's tired of the process, but he's going through it, and I think he's going to be really ready when he comes back.
That time off the court, is it a good way to figure out ways you can help the team and have a different perspective?
Yeah, definitely. You're able to become a student of the game and watch and see where you can help the team, and where you can see like how you can incorporate yourself when you get back. That's what I did. That's what I saw, and it was mainly for me being a defensive energy guy, being a spark plug, bringing the physicality and toughness on that side of the game. I thought that's what we were missing when I was out. And for JV, being a big dominant post presence and paint protector, I think that's what he sees and how he can help the guards in the pick and roll, and being a presence on the offensive end, being a scoring load down in the post that we had when he was here. So I think he's learning from that and working with the coaches in film sessions and seeing where he can incorporate himself back when he comes back.
Norm, you had one of the key buckets in the game where the ball came all the way around and you eventually penetrated for the the crowd gets excited, the announcers get excited. Does the bench love that kind of thing? Swing all the way around you in the court?
Yeah. I think so. It's plays like that where the ball's moving, guys, everybody's touching, everybody feels a part of it. It's a good possession all around, so everybody gets excited. Everybody sees a good basketball possession, and to be able to finish it off just brings energy to the team and swings the momentum in our favor. So I'm just trying to continue to do that, make the right reads, and get the ball moving and flowing in that unit, and go from there. But I think we've done a pretty good job the last couple of games with that.
What's this last month been like for you?
Really boring. Really boring. No competition. I mean, working hard on maintain my conditioning, but it's not the same, playing the games. You know, you want that competition, you want that matchups, you want that, you know. So that's what you miss the most. Me personally.
Is there sort of the other side of it? I know you've been on the bench, being able to sort of see the game from a different perspective. How have you sort of been trying to take advantage of the positives of the situation?
You know, I'm trying to put myself in the game and see what I can do better, or what I can do, what I need to do better when I come back. You know, I'm trying to simulate myself playing a game. So, you know, there's not much you can do right now about a game. You know, just watch and learn and try to stay in tune and be ready to come back.
Does that apply with the teammates as well, or did you see something that Serge might not be seeing? So let him know.
Yeah, you know, we talk. It's kind of, when you're playing, you don't see yourself. You know, sometimes you do. You think you do a good job, but you don't. So talking between bigs is, you know, it's helpful.
Does it help with the boredom and the frustration that you've been through this before earlier in your career? Like, you find it different, or is it the same as?
I mean, every injury is bad. You know, you go through similar stuff. You know, you're not playing, you sit. Good thing is the hand injuries, upper body injuries, so I can maintain my running, conditioning, and, you know, be able to do something. So, you know, trying to find something positive out of that. You know.
So did you just have the cast cut off?
Taken off, yeah.
Like just peeled off? Did you
Yeah.
go through a couple of different casts or just?
Yeah, I had like a splint. I was like week and a half in the actual cast, and then they made a splint. You know, like smaller one. So finally I can take it out.
So now you have your hand.
Yeah, I mean, during the normal life, yeah, and during the practices or some kind of activities where is the emergency, danger to get hit or something like that, like I have to wear a cast, yeah.
So how does it feel now?
Feels good. Feels good to be out of that thing.
Do you still have stitches or?
No, stitches went out. Yeah. I mean, if you don't do anything, it doesn't hurt. Yeah.
Is there any way you'd play with it, some kind of splinters or some kind of tape, or will it happen?
No, that's up to the league and up to the doctors. You know what they're gonna come up with. So we'll see. It's not my decision to make.
Was it a very painful injury, like when it happened?
When that happened, yeah, but after surgery, a couple of days, pain went away. And, you know, it was like completely surrounded by cast, so I was not moving at all, so it was not painful at all.
Is it amazing that such a small bone could keep you out for?
I mean, it was surgery. You know, it's not like you dislocated and you pop back in. You know, it was surgery, so a lot of soft tissues was damaged.
How was practice after?
It was pretty good. It's pretty good. We got covered a lot of areas, and they needed a little bit of urging. They're out of practice mode a little bit, so it was a little bit of urging going on there early on. But pretty happy. Got a lot of things accomplished.
When you look at Brooklyn and what they've become, they got to be maybe the biggest surprise in the league this year. How do you think they got to where they are?
I would agree with you. First of all, they're one of the biggest surprises. I think you got a couple other ones that are in there. Always a handful of teams. Well, they got a pretty good system. They obviously worked hard at developing these players to play within that system. This 5 out, drive it hard, shoot the 3 system. They got a pretty succinct defensive idea too of what they're doing, and they've trusted it and went with it, and obviously their guys have bought in, and they went and picked up a few nice little additions as well, right, to kind of complement the guys they've developed.
You seem to have a lot of complementary players without one big star anchor. Is that doable? Is that sustainable over a long period of time?
I think it's a little more doable now, Doug, with kind of the style of play and the more leaning towards efficiency, right? So you got a whole bunch of guys doing the kind of the same thing and taking the same shots, and always makes you dangerous. And any night you get hot, once in a while you won't make any, and you'll feel bad. But most nights it can keep you in it.
There's a few guys like that who are sort of high efficiency but low usage, like around the league. You might make some all-star noise. A few on your team too. How hard is it? Like eventually you're gonna have to make those picks. How hard is it to choose between a guy who you game plan around and is going to take 25 shots a game versus the guys who take 12 or 15 shots but do it really well? I know you haven't thought about it yet.
No, I crossed my mind. I guess every once in a while I'll see something and they'll say the coaches fill out the rest of the team, and I was like, oh yeah, that's me. I haven't really, sat down and analyzed it really at all. I'm one of those guys that places a heavy emphasis on winning. Yeah. Right. I think the teams that are winning deserve more consideration. Their players. I just think that precedent has been set. It's what I believe anyway. So I'll probably start from that angle. Eric, I don't know if I answered your question very well, but that's probably where I lean to begin with.
Obviously, when people think of late game execution, a lot of people will think of the offensive end hitting big shots and stuff like that. And while Kawhi can certainly do that too, how special is it to see him make those big plays on the defensive end like he did on Tuesday that can sort of swing the outcome of the game?
Well, it's big, right? I think that I've kind of said this a lot, is that he's a guy that can go make a play on the defensive end through the course of the game too to change momentum. Thought he did that quite a bit as well, but with a minute 08 left the other night, they had one out of bounds under. About three things really good. Kyle and Kawhi made a really physical, great switch, and then Kyle rerouted Young, who was going to go through the old elevator or the gate door play, right? And Kyle rerouted him and sent him around the outside, and of all people, Freddie was the one that deflected the inbound. Freddie was guarding the inbounder, and he deflected it into the backboard, and we end up with the ball. So a lot of good stuff going on there late game defensively. We made good reads, good switches, active hands, but I think it's nice to have the length and kind of the ball. What is it? Attraction, the ball, anticipation. I mean, we're getting our hands on some balls, and we got a few guys that have enough anticipation to see what's happening to do that.
The Jonas update came down yesterday. I know you mentioned on the radio he's maybe a little ahead of schedule. How exciting is it for you guys to know that that's getting at least a little closer?
Well, it's okay. I mean, for me, like, I show up every day and wonder who's going to be on the floor, right? And and I kind of that's just kind of the way I've always had to do it. That's kind of teams I've coached in my life, and so I'm used to it, right? So I'm hopeful. I know he misses it. I know we miss him. I'm hopeful it's a little sooner than 4 weeks. It feels to me like it is, but that's only because he's around and in my ear every day asking questions and trying to get on can I do this drill? Can I not do that drill or whatever? So feels to me like it'll be a little sooner. So let's all cross our fingers. Pretty good. Like, he went through 60 to 70% today. Anytime we finished a drill that ended in a rebounding, even a simulated blockout drill, we held him out, and everything else he was in. So it's not a lot of contact going on this time of year, but there is. He's got to be. He's going to be careful. So the last thing we'd want to do is have Jonas at 11:30 on a. What is this today? Thursday? On a Thursday, hurt himself on a little 5-on-0 drill or something, right? Or 5-on-5 blockout drill.
Obviously, it's been more of a gradual thing for Kawhi this year as he sort of ramped things up throughout the season. But when you look back to the beginning of the year, how much different is this version of Kawhi than what you got in training camp?
I mean, it's different. I think we're all at the games and seeing the improvement. I think the rust is gone, the rhythm's getting better, and I'm going to say this again, and I think you guys will probably agree with me, I think there's still a heck of a lot more to come here yet. I see him throwing another gear up here. I see him getting even more comfortable. I see his catch and shoot three game coming back a little bit more here, slowly. I think there's a lot. I think there's another notch we're going to see here, and that's pretty exciting.